And so it became the night of the NFL Draft Eve. The time where all the rumors are coming out, so many things are going out. But what will actually happen tomorrow is the big question. Andy McNamara is back with us, guest star appearance. Andy, how you doing?
Fernando, I'm doing good, brother. It is, yes, Draft Eve. This is as good as Christmas for me, man, especially if you finally, the Browns, for the first time in 3 years, have a first-round pick. So I actually get to celebrate and be excited. But besides that, all the rumors, all the what-ifs, all the nonsense, all going to be put to bed tomorrow. Who rises, who falls, we're going to find out.
And all the biggest surprises and what was that pick? I know what was that pick was the one that was Michael Penix last year. Mm-hmm. What did the Falcons do? And I'm sure there will be always one of those in every single draft. Yeah. But it is the last time we're going to be doing a live mock draft for 2025. And the question is when will the 2026 mock draft start? I'm already hyped for that because you know what? Arch Manning's coming out of that draft.
Well, here's the thing, Fernando. What I was hearing last week is not so fast, Arch Manning fans. Ooh. I'm hearing that Arch Manning, because one, now with the NIL, he's making a ton of money in college, right? That's number one. Number two, Mannings like to be seasoned in their quarterbacks coming out of college. Both Peyton and Eli didn't rush out. So I'm hearing, don't be surprised if Arch Manning, who really, if he plays the whole year, would only be one full year starter, to go back for a second. So those who want to tank and go for Arch Manning last year, you might have to wait till 2027.
2 more years. 2 more years until
I'm impatient.
Manning come in. I know, me too. But we don't have to be impatient more about this draft. But there's a lot of rumors and whatnot. But I think we kind of have a solidified first 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I think. Now, you had last time you were on the show, you were able to pick for your Browns. This time we're just switching it up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be picking for your Browns.
Oh boy. Okay, be kind.
And last time you picked, you had, if I do remember correctly, you had Jackson Dart going number 2.
I went for the moon. I said, to hell with it. You want your quarterback. You don't want to trade up or anything. You go get your guy. And at that time, Jackson Dart was being rumored as heavily as to anybody is that the Browns are very interested. We know this is draft silly season. And since our show, it has become a consensus. It's Travis Hunter. And that's it. So
we know? Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know. But you weren't that far off because there is rumors that Jackson Dart could go as high as 9 to the Saints.
Wow. Now that would be fascinating because the 9 spot is where Shedeur Sanders has been commonly placed. Because really, if you think about it, Shedeur Sanders, we're going to watch him. He could be the tumbler. He could be the guy that they keep going back to the camera, going back to Dion's house, seeing what he's doing, how he's reacting. Because here's the spots. We know the Titans, the Browns, 99% the Giants are not taking him. Patriots don't need a quarterback. Jags don't need a quarterback. Vegas could, but probably not. Jets probably should. You got Justin Fields. But I'm hearing no. Fernando, let me ask you.
Whoa. I like Justin Fields.
Hold on. Justin Fields can't read. I'm holding. He can't read a defense. Look, he's a Buckeye. I'm an Ohio State fan. I want Justin Fields to be good. I love Justin Fields. But Fernando, the guy can't read a damn defense. It's one and done. It's been, and is it all his fault? He's bad coaching in Chicago? Probably not. But, those are the situations that happen in the NFL. The Jets not being rumored to take a quarterback in the first round is kind of what you'd expect out of the Jets, just mishandling situations. You rely on the Jets, on Justin Fields, you're going to be picking right back in the top 7, if not higher, next year if you're New York.
I could very much see this. I think this is a strong possibility, but the possibility of them drafting a quarterback in this draft is still high. I think they will go for a quarterback, but it won't be one of the top ones. I think they'll try their chances on Justin Fields, give him a chance. If it doesn't work out, they'll look at their second, third round. I'd suggest maybe third round is when they would be probably drafting a quarterback in this draft.
And really, Fernando, how often do third round quarterbacks make it as your start. Some do, but
Tyler Shout or something. Isn't he been the most overhyped player currently?
I'll tell you this, Tyler Shuck, and I don't know why his name is pronounced Shuck, because it's spelled S-H-O-U-G-H.
The amount of times I've mispronounced this name, I'm like,
I don't
where is the K?
Where's the K? This is the English language, right? I don't know where the K sound is, but it's as perplexing as him being overhyped in this draft. He had one good year, he's a bunch of injuries. 7-year, he was the backup to Justin Herbert. That's how old he is.
Crazy.
Big arm. I'm not buying, man. You know what? If he's there in the 3rd round, that sounds about right. Then I'm fine with it. But rumors of him in the 1st round or top of the 2nd, that's insane.
Too much.
Too much. Way too much.
Is he seasoned? Yes, but
overseasoned. He's burnt.
Yeah,
overcooked.
Who was the man that just who was the man last year that just won a Heisman Trophy? Stetson Bennett. Oh. He was seasoned, but he's not doing anything. He's just a backup.
Where the heck is he?
He's there on the Rams, I believe.
Wow, he's small. Yeah. I wasn't too keen on him. And that's the thing too. People who are like, oh, next year's quarterback class. Fernando, every year we say next year's quarterback class. I
think this year's different. And I'm comparing this year's draft to what was the draft? The draft with Kenny Pickett and Will Levis. I believe.
Ooh. Was that 2 years ago?
Malik Willis. Malik Willis, sorry.
Malik Willis, what a bum. You know what? Yeah. I'll tell you this. Malik Willis, that's Jalen Milroe. That's Jalen Milroe right there.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
That's Jalen Milroe. No. I've had on my show, hashtag say no for Milroe. That is
that's a good one.
Fernando, that is who is the hot quarterback for the Browns to take as high as the 2nd round. I will lose my bleep. I will lose my bleep if he goes to the Browns. Fernando, let me tell you, and listeners, viewers, if your weakness as a quarterback is you have trouble throwing the football well, that's a problem. He's really fast. He's really fast. Fernando, if I want a guy who's really fast, draft a running back. I can list 10 of them. Draft a running back. I don't need a runner. I need a quarterback who can throw the damn ball, and I don't need a project. Jalen Milroe, if it was my draft board, I would not have to even think about Jalen Milroe before the 4th round. Not even a thought in my head. Interested. Someone's going to reach, and I have a bad feeling it's going to be my Browns. Are going to be the donkeys coming out of that.
I really hope it's not your Browns because I think this guy has potential. I think there is potential, but it's not potential where he's going to start or he should start right away. Mm-hmm. He needs to go behind a veteran quarterback. I was thinking maybe the Rams could take him. I think sit behind Matthew Stafford for a little bit, learn a little bit. Matthew Stafford's got a ring. He's been able to lead that offense. That offense is still pretty good. I think you give him a chance with that a couple of years from now. Milroe could become what we saw with Jalen Hurts when Carson Wentz was there in the Eagles.
Well, you need patience. You need time. You need someone to teach you.
Patience is a virtue unless there's no more patience to be given.
Exactly. Well, and how often do we see that in the NFL? If you're not the Green Bay Packers in the last decade, doesn't happen. So not interested in Jalen Milroe. He should go to like a Baltimore or Eagles, sit beside a like athlete.
Yeah,
that doesn't have to start.
I could see that.
2nd round pick though, and rumored 1st round.
He's not a second. I think a lot of these quarterbacks are a late day 2 pick.
Which I'd be fine with. My guy, I told you last time on the show, and I'm going to write it on my sticky note from the draft day movie, Will Howard, no matter what. 3rd round, give me 67th overall to the Browns. I will flip out in a good way. That's the guy I want. That's a leader of men. That's an overcomer. That's a guy with all the tools. He has Josh Allen-like traits. Not saying he's Josh Allen. Josh Allen-like traits. All the upside and all the intangibles that you can't measure and look at on a spreadsheet. Will Howard, Fernando, I'm telling you, if the Browns don't take him, which I want him, so I'm sure they won't. Watch for the Raiders in the 3rd round. Chip Kelly, his OC at Ohio State, now with Las Vegas. That's the spot to look for.
I'm not too much of a fan of Will Howard, but I will say, Andy, you know who I want?
Who do you want?
David goddamn Putney.
David, just because I feel like it. Eat the pancakes, baby. Man. Yeah, I might get a David Putney jersey. I might get a Putney jersey. like that'd be
just
fun.
because. I wonder how many people have bought Putney jersey just because of that.
I saw one in Cleveland like
Did you
8
really?
years ago. I did. I saw one Putney jersey. Obviously a fan of the film. Me and my dad, we watch it every year. We make it a tradition. Every year we watch draft day. Phenomenal. Eat your pancakes, Tom. It was great. Oh,
you know, I must say, it's ironic because as a person who does this all the time and has been doing this for a few years now, about last week or 2 weeks ago was the first time I ever watched that movie.
Oh wow! What did you think? Like, it's not great overall.
I saw it. I saw so many clips on TikTok for like the longest time, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. And then finally, I'm like, you know what? It's draft time. Let me watch it.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. It kind of gave me Moneyball vibes, but just for football. But again, Moneyball is a little separate. Moneyball was Moneyball. Yeah. Like it was an amazing
real.
movie. Yeah. But I think it was still a good movie. I mean, it just sucks that the Browns still suck. But I mean,
I'm gonna show you this. I'll show you this. And I have a draft day shirt from the movie I got on the release day in 2014. That is a draft day movie coaster.
Oh my goodness.
With, if I wanted to, which I won't, the little flick out thing you can do, the little football flick.
Yeah.
Kevin Con, I got the draft day movie shirt, the release date, and I got the coaster game proudly here. So that is a prized possession.
Oh, that should be as a Browns fan that you are. You can never flick the thing out. It has to stay right there.
No, has to stay.
Well, in this draft, I will be picking the even numbers. You will be picking the odd numbers.
Okay.
Again, unfortunately, there's no trades in this, but I do want to mention if we do want to talk about a trade, we can definitely talk about trades. We just can't actually do it.
You know what? Let me say this. I feel we will have limited, if any, trades in the first half of the draft. We might have zero.
Okay.
But
first half, okay, I can say.
Bottom of the, trading out from 30 to 32, a team to cut up maybe. But I think we're going to see many more trades on day 2 because, like you said, there's a lot of value for quarterbacks and players in the second and third round grade. So I could see teams a lot more being active trading from the third to the second or up into the third. So I think day 2 is where we're going to see a lot more deals.
I can easily see that because I think there is a lot of value when it comes down to this day 2 specifically this year.
Yeah,
there's a lot of values because we're seeing so many guys like projected to go number 2, number 3, like in the rounds. But like, there's only so many picks in the second and third round, and there's so many guys projected there.
Yeah. There's gonna be value. It's a value draft. There's like a lot of WR2s not started, but we're gonna see a lot of good, maybe not Hall of Famers, but a lot of good, solid players that help build your football this draft.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
in this draft. One that might not be a good one is your pick here. That might not turn out to be because he's just going to a bad team.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is fair. But it has to be the pick for the Tennessee Titans. It has to be Cam Ward. They're not even taking calls. This is our guy. Remember, a month or so ago, it was, maybe Abdul Carter, maybe Travis Hunter. They saw Cam Ward. He's got all the tools. I place him, if he was in last year's draft, I would place him above Bo Nix and
really
around the same amount. Now, this is what I'm saying is not at this time of the year, having not seen Bo Nix play and not having him go to the Broncos. So if he was just plopped in, I would put him right around Michael Penix and above Bo Nix. Now, I maintain if Bo Nix went to probably 25, 26 other teams, I don't think he'd be very good, but he went to the perfect situation. It's all about landing spot. Good on him.
It is.
Good on him. And he's done a great job, and Peyton got his guy. And it's never a reach for a quarterback if you get the right one. Remember? They reached for Bo. No one's saying that now.
No. And we might be saying that the Falcons reach from Penix, but we still don't know until we see him this year.
Can he stay healthy? What's he say? But yeah, the pick for Tennessee, if we're starting the draft, there's no delay. You're handing in the card. It's Cam Ward. Done deal.
With the number 1 overall pick in this year's 2025 NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami.
Yeah, no doubt.
Travis Hunter is the no doubter. Would have been nice if he went to the Patriots, but I think I'm over it. I was over after like the first week and a half. That
right.
Travis Hunter to the Patriots. I was over it. It was just overhyped. And when things get overhyped, I tend to slip away from it.
Well, and I've heard all the rumors and stuff, and I don't think it's going to happen. But I've heard the Giants and Browns have been fielding calls from the Patriots, from the Jaguars, but it would have to be a, quote, Godfather deal, like the movie The Godfather, offer you can't refuse. It would have to be next year's one, a couple twos. I don't think the Pats are going to do that. The Jags are kind of dumb, so maybe they will, but the Patriots aren't going to do that.
I would be so surprised if the Patriots burned away their future capital.
Yeah.
I think you would have to, like, obviously you have to tell them who you're drafting. Is it Travis Hunter? Is it Abdul Carter? What are you taking here? And either one is a good pick. You can't go wrong with it. At least we say that now. But the Patriots are in the worst situation. If they had one of the top three, if they had number one, it probably would have been either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter.
Yeah, or they be in a position to trade and get more draft capital.
But there's so many teams that aren't willing to really trade up into the top 10 or top 15. Like you said, we might not see a trade in the beginning because so many people are saying that they're willing to trade down, but not many are willing to trade up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I don't think we will. With the Giants, Abdul Carter is the chalk pick. However, his agent, he keeps saying, oh, he's going to work out before the draft. Cancel. Going to work out. Cancel. Going to work out. 3 times canceled. I'm not a doctor. Surprise, surprise. I don't know the medicals. Teams have said, outwardly it doesn't concern them, but he's still not ready. Stress, strain, or whatever it is on that foot, not a fracture, but a strain, which could turn into a break. Shoulder. I'm getting a little bit Courtney Brown vibes from the early 2000s with the Browns, where great guy, injury prone. They said, forget it. Bring him in. Never worked out. That being said, I was starting to think, I'm like, I wonder, could the Giants take like Will Campbell, take like a tackle with no trade? Like that would be a shocker. But ultimately, it would be a nice twist, but ultimately, I don't think so. I think they say, hey, you know what? We're going to believe he can come in. We'll give him time. We'll add him to that defense, build out. Abdul Carter for the Giants. Yeah,
I mean, this is a slam dunk pick. And by all means, if the Giants take Will Campbell, I'm perfectly fine with Abdul Carter here.
Okay.
I've been back and forth. I just posted a TikTok about what the Patriots could really do with the number 4. They could either go with Mason Graham, who is probably the next best defensive player available after Abdul Carter. They can go with Ashton Jeanty, get rid of Ramondre, new coaching staff and everything. Or they can do the boring pick, go for Will Campbell. Unfortunately, as much as I want to make it be interesting, I think Will Campbell is just the guy that's going to go there. And it's just, no doubt, no brainer.
It's a guy with Vrabel, too, as head coach. Vrabel likes building out from the line of scrimmage. That's a big old boy. So that's the thing.
And they said that they've been looking heavily on left tackles and that they love Will Campbell.
Right.
Now, Jaguars are on the clock here, Andy. I do want to ask you, first year GM for the Jaguars.
Youngest in the league.
Do the Browns trade up and trade 3 of their second rounders?
Like we're drafting
at number 5. At number 5.
There's no Vontae Mack. Okay, there's no Bo Callahan.
You guys need a running back, no?
We do.
Ashton
Jeanty. We do. You know what? I might be the only one. Like, he's a hell of a talent, but is no one else a little spooked? He's got a lot of tread on the tires. I kind of would prefer Marion Hampton and take him later in the round. I think you can get production that won't be that much different. Maybe not the same, but not that much different and a lot lower than Jeanty for a guy who's got a impressive numbers, but a little bit too much wear. I'm kind of getting like old Alabama. Remember the Alabama running backs would come out with Saban and they'd be just running to the ground.
Yeah.
Maybe not to that extent, but I'm getting a little.
I think we can get at least 3-4 years out of him.
Good,
very. Yeah, that's what they look for running backs.
Yeah, that'd be day 1 start. Now, the Jags, do they go? Do they go Jeanty here? Do they go?
I just doubt it. I don't see it. I don't see Jeanty going to the Jags.
I don't think so.
I think they are now favorites to take Jeanty. I just see it being just an overhyped train now.
Yeah, like again, do you need to take? He's the best running back. I'd still put him number one, but by how much? And does that edge out the best edge rusher? Now you have a new head coach too. Maybe they want a shiny toy. Shiny running back is fun. People like to get wet, as it said in draft day, right? Make a splash. But I think Mason Graham makes too much sense to go there. Guy's a wrestler. Yeah. Now they are analytics based, and his numbers don't pop. But if you actually watch him, the guy gets it done. I'm going to say Mason Graham to the Jags.
I think this is a slam dunk pick. I think this is exactly how the draft should go out. And I will close with what the first 6 picks should be, and Ash and GT going to the Raiders. We just know this is how it should go.
Yeah.
How it should. Yeah. Will it? It could go completely haywire.
Yep, it sure could. So you got GT going to the Raiders. Okay. Yep. Oh, so we got the Jets. So what are our needs for the Jets? I'm just looking on the screen. QB, but I ain't going to take one. Wide receiver. Is that too high for McMillan? Maybe not. Does that say defensive end there at the end? I think so, right?
Yeah, defensive line.
Defensive line. I'm torn between going for a tight end or going defense. And I think they say, you know what? Give me some Jalen Walker, Georgia edge.
Ooh.
Number 7. That's the best edge rusher, in my opinion, in this draft. You get the best one, and you go get a wide receiver. Like we said, lots of WR2s and exciting running backs and receivers and the deep tight end class. You can go get them in later rounds. But right here, go get the best player at that position group, Jalen Walker.
I thought you were actually going to go Tyler Warren there.
I was thinking it, but I thought, you know what? You could. It would make sense as well. But you get that defensive player, and I feel tight end, you could go into the 3rd round and still get a very good offensively talented tight end. Can I say the same about edge rusher in this draft? I don't think so.
No. Panthers are on the clock here. And I think there's so many holes that they need to fill. And I think the biggest hole that you need to fill is to help Bryce Young succeed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help him if Adam Thielen is your wide receiver 1.
And he's old.
It's not going to help. He's Mr. Consistent. He can catch the ball and everything, but get yourself T-Mac.
Oh, McMillan.
I would hate it for fantasy, but I tell you what, that is a positional need that they desperately need.
Oh boy. Okay. So now the Saints are up.
Chris Olave just signed. They just extended him to. They exercised his 5th-year option.
Who, the Saints did? Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Olave.
They need a quarterback. Derek Carr. This is if Shedeur Sanders doesn't go here, there could be a tumble. Or Jackson Darts, like you said. Or maybe the Saints say, well, we can't get the wide receiver. The defensive line we might be able to to wait on. We say a tight end? No, maybe not. How about Armand Membu, Missouri, offensive tackle? The Saints shocked by going boring and saying we're going to protect whoever the quarterback is and figure that out again maybe later. Shedeur Sanders, the camera zips to his house. He doesn't know where he's going to go now. There's panic in the Sanders household.
I like it. I like it a lot because I think there's rumors that Derek Carr might miss the season, but now there's rumors that they won't address what the severity of it is, which makes me concerned. But if he is a starter, you need to protect him. So Membu is the clear-cut pick. If he is planning on missing the season, and they do know that, then this will be a quarterback.
Interesting. Yeah. And it very well could. See, who's up now? Chicago.
I'm on the clock here. I'm on the clock. And I want to reach.
Ooh.
I just don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. So I'm going to take the pick here. We could go Malachi Starks. I just think he's not worthy of a top 10. I think the Bears could be trading back a little bit to get some more capital. They need defense. I actually wouldn't mind if they went Where is he? With Kenneth Grant out of Michigan.
I like him.
I think he could climb up the ladder here, and he's a guy that teams might actually go after and get him early.
Interesting. Okay. So you got Kenneth Grant going there. So I have the 49ers on the clock. Now, there's Tyler Warren there. Are they ready to spend that capital with George Kittle still kicking around? No. Somebody who is still on the clock. Size, speed, explosiveness. They're looking to kind of retool. How about a little Mikael Williams, Georgia, to San Francisco?
Ooh. I like it. If I can find him, it'd be great.
He shouldn't be that far down, is he?
No, he shouldn't be. Where is he?
Where are you, Mikael?
Where are you, Mikael? Mikael,
where are you?
There he is.
What?
Ranked 38.
That's it. I don't agree with that ranking, but okay.
I don't agree with it either.
Dallas
Cowboys are on the clock. There's rumors that they will go for an offensive skilled player here.
They've been rumored with McMillan, gone in our mock. They've been rumored with, Giante wasn't going to drop that far, but yeah, you're right. Offensively skilled players.
What's the odds that Gray Zabel is the reach of the draft here?
Ooh, you know what? Jerry seems unhinged lately, even more so for Jerry. That dude ain't going offensive tackle, Fernando. He's doing something flashy, I think. I think he's going flashy.
I think he will. I think he probably will go flashy. He probably might go another wide receiver.
But this early.
Or, hot take, a quarterback.
Now, hold on here. We still got Shedeur Sanders and Dion. Dion's a little bit of royalty, but they did also just extend Dak, and Sanders is ready, but Jackson Dart could sit for a bit.
Could.
Okay.
Excuse me. I went with Gray Zabel, and that's because they necessarily need to protect Dak. And I think their biggest offensive line need is a guard. Gray Zabel is probably one of the best guards in this draft that we know can play guard. And that's why I think that we could see a reach here. But again, if the Cowboys don't like what they have here, they could just try and trade down.
Right. This falls perfectly for the Miami Dolphins, who run to the podium and take Will Johnson, Michigan corner. Fills a need, hell of an athlete. That's the pick there for Miami. I like him. I like him too.
I think personally he should go top 10.
He could. He's got that talent. But like you said, there's so much talent. Like, not everybody can go top 10, right?
No, they can't.
We still got Tyler Warren on the board, by the way, too. There hasn't been a tight end take.
Was this specifically because of the Colts are on the clock?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They gotta go. No, that's your pick. You pick him.
We're gonna spice it. They're gonna take Mike Green out of Marshall.
Oh my.
Okay. They need defensive help. They don't need offensive help. They can get offense later on. It's a deep offensive draft. The top defense is in the first round, and you got to go defense.
Okay. And I got the Falcons need wide receiver. I don't any of the offensive linemen, edge, linebacker. I think what they do is the Falcons look. And this guy personally, I think is more like a Jadeveon Clowney. I think he hasn't proved enough, but he's got all the intangibles. He just looks like the real deal. I don't think he's going to be the real deal, and that's why I think he goes to the Falcons. And that is Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M.
He's been an overhyped guy, I will say.
I agree. I think that's where he could go. You could also say a Derek Harmon, perhaps, but I think a Shamar Stewart.
No, I think Shamar Stewart can go as high as 15. I don't knock it. Well, there's one guy still available here that I think can help the Cardinals tremendously on defense, and none other than Jahdae Barron.
Okay.
And they fall right into their lap, and hey, I'm not complaining.
Yep. Bengals need defense. They spent all their money, like all of it, on the 2 wide receivers. They need defense. They did nothing with defense in free agency. They need defense. They need to go defense. So if we look at the Bengals, we could go Malachi Starks, who I think makes a lot of sense. Could go a Derek Harmon. Ooh, that could be interesting. I think though they go Malachi Starks. I think Bengals go Malachi Starks.
I could see it. I think if it's not Malachi Starks, they might try and go with an edge rusher and Donovan Ezra, only because if Trey Hendrickson's no longer going to be there after the season, you need someone to fill in the shoes.
That's true. Yep.
Well, Seahawks are on the clock. You need to protect someone. And by protecting someone, you need to protect Sam Darnold. So get Josh Simmons, who's still on the board.
Ooh. I've heard Simmons and Kevin Banks linked to Seattle.
I think it could very much happen. I think it would be a slam dunk, and I think a Buckeye and Simmons going there would be a perfect fit.
So what do we got? Tampa Bay. We need edge, linebacker, lots of D.
All of the above.
All of the above. So I'm looking who is. Ooh. What about? Scroll up a little bit for me. Let's see here. That's who I was looking at. I'm kind of looking at Jihad Campbell.
I knew you were.
You need, like we said, they could go any which way. You could go edge, linebacker, DB, but Campbell's the highest on their board. Linebacker, Alabama, goes to Tampa. Honestly,
I think at this point, at 19, they're probably going to try and just take best available defensive player.
Yeah.
Broncos. Broncos. What could they do here? This has been I tell you what, he could be such an RB1 this year if he is drafted to the Broncos, and that's Amari Hampton.
Yeah, I like him. And that's why I don't see that much of a dip between him and Giante overall. Giante still is better, but like at the draft capital, where you get him, 20 compared to top 5 or 6. I don't think there's that much of a difference.
It's a perfect fit. Yeah. I would hate if Amari Hampton doesn't go to the Broncos.
Well, no, you're right. I think it's a really good fit. Quarterback is a need for Pittsburgh. Rumor has Aaron Rodgers is waiting. Is it just waiting in the wings?
The potato chip is waiting on the couch.
The potato chip is waiting on the couch. Still on the board. Steelers, surprised he dropped this far. Safety.
Jackson.
Oh, no. My Cleveland people have told me who are linked into some Pittsburgh people. And remember, Pittsburgh does not have a second-round pick because of the from Seattle. What's his name? You know what I'm saying? My guy, DK Metcalf.
DK.
So they don't take a quarterback at 1. You better hope Aaron Rodgers is coming to town. But they are surprised. Nick Emanwari, South Carolina safety. They're surprised he's still on the board, and that's where the Steelers go to refill that secondary.
Wow.
Yeah.
This might be one of the most wild ones that I've seen so far from the Steelers anyways.
Look, the Steelers do need defensive help. What are they built on? Right? How have they maintained somehow, some way, hovering around 500 forever with poor quarterback play since Ben Roethlisberger? Defense. So that, look, you got DK. There's your big offensive ad. If you think Aaron Rodgers is coming, you're fine. You can add another receiver later if you want. You go defense. Go get yourself safety. Get yourself a stud.
Get yourself a necessary need that you need.
Yeah.
And if this guy is the guy, and you know Aaron Rodgers is coming back, then hey, that's all you need to know.
Then it works. That's it.
The Chargers are on the clock here. They could go Walter Nolan. They could. He's sitting there for them. Defensive lineman could easily get him.
They need offense so bad.
They need someone who can receive the ball.
Yeah.
And this guy has fallen to their lap. It's not a wide receiver. It's actually Tyler Warren.
Nice pick.
Now they did just sign Tyler Conklin, but it's on, I believe, a 1-year deal. And I just
Conklin's mid.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He had a good season this past season, but just Warren, if Warren's there at 22, Chargers are picking him at 22.
I agree. You got to take that. Packers are interesting. At this going this far. Wide receiver. I don't feel I need to get another wide receiver in this first round. I don't think another one's worthy. To be quite honest there. I'm not a Luther Burden guy. They got a lot of receiver. It says receiver, but man, I don't know. You kind of got a bunch. You need edge. I like. Scroll up a little bit for me there. There was. Yeah, I think it was Don. Yeah, Donovan. Ugh.
Azirico.
Hate to be the play-by-play guy there. Yes, edge Boston College. That's the guy. That's the guy I want. Yes.
Yeah, I think this is a good pick. I think they need an edge rusher. So if they don't go wide receiver, which I think they could very much, I think if they do want to address the defense, that's also a guy. Another guy I was looking at is possibly James Pierce. Could be another fit for the Packers.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Vikings are on the clock. Their running backs are off the board that they would want to get if they needed to, which they don't. They're going to take the best available defensive player in Walter Nolan, who's still on the board.
Raw, but a lot of upside.
A lot.
Yeah.
Please take the guy I want you to take here.
With who's up? Houston? Oh, are you want Matthew
Pair
Golden?
No.
Is that what you want?
No.
Who do you want?
I do want a receiver, but I need you to pair him up with his former Buckeye teammate.
Egbuka going. Oh boy, I love the guy. Oh boy. You know what?
That means
I do like him better than Golden. I like him.
Mika is going to be the wide receiver one out of this draft.
Yeah, Egbuka I think is going to be an absolute consistently, almost like not the same player, but almost like an Amari Cooper, where we're going to look back in like 5 years and like, holy crap, he's really good, but he doesn't get like the respect.
I agree. I think he's such a good wide receiver, and he's a guy I'm targeting in fantasy everywhere.
Yeah, you know what? Give me Egbuka. We're gonna do it. We're gonna pair him up.
I love it.
We're gonna get it.
That means it would be C.J. Stroud, Emeka Egbuka, and then Cade Stover, all teammates from the Buckeye.
I got Stover in a dynasty, just waiting to emerge.
Me too.
From the shadows.
Me too.
Ooh, you got the Rams.
Rams are on the clock. They can go with Loveland here. They don't need to go to Loveland. I think they're going to need to address the offensive line, and that's easily Calvin Banks.
Yeah, that's a nice value pick for him there.
It is.
The Ratbirds, the Ravens. Yeah. I got all my crap. I got all my division rivals. Let's see. What they always need offensive line. They love their defense. So let's see. Can you put in just defense for a second at the top? Let me see.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Don't you worry.
I just want to take a look see here.
I'm gonna click one at a time. Don't you sweat it. I'm getting there.
Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, we got Pierce, Scorton, Moore. Okay. Oh, Pierce. You know what? Now, offensive tackle. I think with Banks, that's kind of the end of the big offensive tackle. Oh, there's Connerly. You know, put offensive line in there for me.
Connerly's there.
Connerly's there. You know what? Ravens are defense. Go with Pierce. Their defense. They can't resist.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. I think they will go defense here. They kind of already have the offense perfectly molded together. And they could go with line, but there's not.
You can get a line. It's a deep line too. You can get a line in the second.
It is. Lions are on the clock here.
Ooh.
I think you sold James Pierce for me.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to go. Oh, do I want to go with Nick Scorton here? I'm thinking of Nick Scorton. And I think it's just because I think he might be slightly better than James Pierce, but they could very easily be intertwining with each other in terms of value. So I'm going to go with Nick Scorton.
Nick Scorton. Okay. So Washington's up. They need running back. Is that a G for guard?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. That's G for guard. Oh, you know what? Maybe a little Tyler Booker out of Alabama.
Ooh.
For Washington, they need to keep Jane Daniels safe and sound, and they can have a boring draft. They need to build that O-line. So I think Tyler Booker might be seen as a bit of a reach, but you get the guy you want because he's not going to be there.
This is perfect. This is a perfect pick. If I'm a Commanders fan, perfect. perfect. That's what I want. They were just so close. Now their defense blew them the game a little bit, but they added a little bit, and I think they can add more later on in the draft.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, now you got Buffalo.
Buffalo's on the clock here, and I do think they're going to surprise people here, and I do think they are going to try and get someone that can help Josh Allen, and that's Matthew Golden.
And I'm shocked listed there. Wide receiver is not a need. Like, hello, right? Like, give him a weapon. Golden's a tremendous pick here. I would be very excited if I was a Bills fan. You get Matthew Golden. Yeah,
I'm not a Golden or Luther Burton believer, but I think they just need a wide receiver more than the defense.
I like Golden better than Burton. Seems very ordinary to me. I'm not wowed.
It's a plain Jane.
Yeah, I'm not wowed. Like, he's like a late second guy to me, and okay, I'm not excited. I'd say he's not going to be good, but he doesn't excite me. Doesn't excite me. Who do I got? I got the Chiefs. Oh boy. Okay, Chiefs. All right, Chiefs. What do you need? Let's see here. Guard, tackle, DL. Ooh. Is Mike Green off? Did we take Mike Green already?
Mike Green. Yeah, I took Mike Green from you.
Mike Green's gone. Oh, I almost wonder, like, could it be a shock? What if Loveland's there? Travis Kelce's getting.
Ooh,
right?
That's beautiful.
Like, Loveland's there. Kelce's clearly on the decline. You still need offensive help. Defense is your strength. Could you use an OL? Sure, but I think they are surprised he's there. You know what? Give me Colston Loveland, and we have. Oh, the Swifties are getting nervous, Fernando.
Oh my goodness,
they're getting nervous.
I've not seen a mock with Loveland going to the Chiefs, but man, do I love it. But that's because Loveland's usually never there at 31.
Yeah, he's usually never dropped. But the way we've planned it out so far, like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Connolly's there too. Yeah, like, Connolly's good. Jeez.
Eagles are on the clock here. They could take a wide receiver in Luther Burton. That's if Devonta Smith or AJ Brown gets traded on draft night. I doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Benjamin Morrison was another guy that I could see them getting here. They could have gone with the best available. They can go with Derek Harmon, who's fallen a lot in this draft.
Harmon. Oh boy. I think that might be the pick, man. Harmon would be, because Howie Roseman loves his line of scrimmage. I was thinking maybe a Mason Taylor, because you got Goddard getting a little long in the tooth. You picked up Harrison Bryant, but maybe that's a little excess.
It's one of the Oregon people. And which side of the line is it? Is it going to be the tackle, or is it going to be Harmon? And I think if you look at the needs, what did the Eagles lose the most this offseason?
D-tackle.
Not only D-tackle, but defense in general.
Yeah, defense in general. Yeah,
is how we end this draft.
And Howie Roseman
is drafted at number 33 to Cleveland Browns.
Oh, I heard he is off the board, Fernando. I heard the Browns. Nope.
Followed by
don't want him.
Followed by Jackson Dart to the Giants.
Oof. Oh, if you could reverse that, I'd be thrilled. If you have the Browns go Dart, you know what? If Sanders is there, and the Browns don't, like, if the Browns took Dart, which I'd be happy, just not Jalen Milroe for God's sake, but then the Giants probably would take Sanders.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting. That Harmon thing, and then once again, Howie Roseman comes out looking like the genius of the draft. You get a top 20 talent at 32 who can step in and start.
I'm hyped. This is a solid draft, I think.
That's a nice. We got a couple little wrinkles in it, right?
Yeah.
A couple little, and I think that's how the draft is going to play out. I think the first 5 picks, certainly the first 3, but probably the first 5 are going to be pretty chalk, pretty what we expect. Even pretty to boring. 6 with Gianti, yeah. Then it starts getting interesting if the Raiders take Gianti after that. Then where do the pieces start to fall?
And that's where it'll all get wild.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Andy,
I like that draft. Great show.
What a show.
I can't believe the mocks are going to be over, though. A little sad.
It's going to be all over, and that's the saddest thing ever. But Before we go, I do want Andy to talk a little bit about what he's doing because, of course, he just had a really cool video about the Kentucky Derby draft, and that was a fun one to watch. And
thank you.
Andy, take it away.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, yeah, go watch that, guys, if you don't mind. On Instagram at AndyMC Sports, X at AndyMC81. We do the Kentucky Derby draft. It's really fun. I make an ass of myself, so that's always good. Check that out. But we're going to be live. Have a live draft show tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. I know you're going to be doing a great show too, Fernando. So, have 2 screens up back and forth. Watch both of us, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara. And really, we're going to go after that each week. Browns talk, but also all team post-draft analysis. When the fantasy Patriots talk, sure. And then fantasy football talk, really when the draft is done, Fernando. We kind of get back into fantasy football.
It's right there. I got all my dynasty drafts ready to go.
Ooh. And on X2 at SickPodBrowns. Give a follow. Gonna be a lot of fun, brother. Thanks for having me.
Of course, always great to have you. Once again, if you haven't done so already, go to TrophySmack.com/SportsTimeHQ. They'll get yourself a trophy, ring, or belt. Andy is getting his trophy.
Look at the rings too. I got my Trophy Smack rings too. I got all these here. I can't wait for that trophy you showed me. It looks phenomenal.
Right, it's something different, and I thought it was something cooler than just a normal trophy that everybody gets in every league.
Yeah.
Again, TrophySmack.com/SportsTimeHQ, and go to Underdog Fantasy, and they'll match first deposit up to $1,000. Again, use that code SportsTimeHQ. But again, I was joined by my great guest star, Andy McNamara. Go follow him all over social media at AndyMC81. Everywhere on social media, and of course he does the Kentucky Derby draft, so if you're interested in that, go check that out as well. That's gonna do it here for this week's show. Tomorrow is the NFL draft and we are live. I will be up at 1:30 in the morning, and I will going all the way to 6 a.m. because that is my time zone that I'll be watching.
Oh my gosh.
So please, I'm begging as many people that we can get on this show. It'll be so worth staying up and pulling up an all-nighter. Again, I'm your host, Fernando, and you can follow us all over social media at SportsTimeHQ, and we'll see you all tomorrow on Draft Night.